My beloved child, through the quiet choices you have made, you have been protecting the person who will one day walk deeply beside you, even though you have never been aware of it. I want you to quiet your heart before this truth, because the things you thought concerned only, you have actually been influencing a journey far greater than your own. Every time you refuse to let pain turn you into someone bitter, every time you chose to leave what was unhealthy, even while your heart still longed to remain, you were protecting not only your own peace, but also the connection I am preparing. You do not know where this person is, or what season they are walking through, but your growth is creating a clearer path, so that when the day of meeting comes, the two of you will not hand one another wounds that have never been healed. There were times when you stood before betrayal, disappointment, and coldness. Yet you did not allow these things to steal your ability to love. You may have cried, become angry, and needed a long time to rise again. But you still refused to turn your pain into a weapon. When someone abandoned you, you once believed that love could no longer be trusted. Yet, deep within, you preserved the belief that sincere devotion truly exists. That choice protected something precious inside you. Had you allowed bitterness to take root, when the right person arrived, you might have viewed them through the darkness created by those who once hurt you. But because you continued learning how to heal, you are clearing a bright space where new love will not be forced to pay for the mistakes of the past. You have already wished goodness upon someone you have never met, even though at the time you did not know toward whom that hope was directed. Perhaps during a lonely night, you quietly wished that the person who would one day come into your life was also being protected, guided away from unwise choices, and healed from what had burdened them. You thought it was only a passing desire, yet that sincerity created a deep alignment. When you prayed for a peaceful love, rather than simply asking for someone to arrive quickly, you chose quality over haste. I heard that prayer, and I am using this season of waiting to prepare both of you for a meeting built not upon emptiness, but upon maturity. There were doors you desperately wanted to walk through, yet they eventually closed before you. At the time, you saw them as loss, rejection, or proof that you had not been chosen. Yet I saw what you could not see. Some connections appeared beautiful outwardly, but had they continued, they would have eroded your self-respect, caused you to lose direction, and closed your heart for many years. Had I allowed you to remain, you might have become trapped in a cycle that prevented you from recognizing sincerity when it finally appeared. Therefore, certain separations did not occur to take happiness away from you. They occurred to keep your future from being buried beneath unnecessary consequences. The person who will come to you is also passing through arrangements you cannot yet see. They may be learning to take responsibility, leaving behind old habits, or healing a fear that once caused them to avoid closeness. There are relationships they must bring to an end, lessons they must understand for themselves, and boundaries they must establish before they can stand beside you with an honest heart. You are not being asked to search for them in anxiety or guess who has been prepared. Your part is to continue growing, live truthfully, and refuse to move backward merely because the waiting feels long. When each of you has completed the work that belongs to you, the meeting will not need to be forced. The loneliness you once experienced was not punishment. It was a quiet space that helped you distinguish between longing for love and fearing abandonment. During the days when no one held your hand, You learn to stand on your own, care for your inner life, and discover joy that did not depend entirely upon another person's presence. This is deeply important, because right love does not come to rescue you from your own life. It comes so that two people who already know how to take responsibility can build something better together. If you enter a relationship merely because you fear being alone, you may mistake control for concern, dependence for closeness, and lose yourself while trying to make the other person remain. I am preparing both of you so that when you meet, love will not become a place where pain is hidden, but a space for truth, peace, and growth. This person will not be perfect, and neither will you. But both of you will be capable of acknowledging mistakes without destroying one another. They will not require you to silence your voice, abandon your purpose, or deny legitimate needs merely to preserve outward harmony. Neither will you use old fears to control every step they take. Together, you will learn how to remain close while respecting freedom, love deeply without becoming possessive, and walk side by side without turning the other person into the only answer to every emptiness. You protected this future bond every time you chose forgiveness without returning to the old cycle. Forgiveness released your heart from continuing to live according to the actions of the one who hurt you, while boundaries kept the past from repeating itself in another form. You learned that mercy does not mean giving renewed access to everyone. Some people must be wished peace from a distance. Some doors must be closed with calmness, and some memories must be laid down without denying the lessons they carried. When you do this, you stop passing old pain into the future and begin becoming someone capable of loving with discernment. Do not imagine that love will arrive only through one miraculous moment that makes everything instantly clear. This person may enter your life with such simplicity that you do not recognize them immediately. Healthy connection often does not create chaos. It brings the feeling of being respected, heard, and free to be yourself. You will not need to chase, guess what they are thinking, or continually prove that you are worthy. Allow time to confirm everything. Do not call an intense feeling destiny before actions reveal consistency. The right person will not fear a wise pace, pressure you to abandon your boundaries, or use beautiful language to hide irresponsibility. I want you to prepare your heart by continuing to live fully today. Do not place your entire life in a state of waiting for someone to appear. Fulfill the work entrusted to you. Nurture healthy relationships. Pursue what carries meaning, and become someone whose own company brings peace. Love is not a reward given to a person who has suffered enough. It is a partnership that must be received through wisdom and responsibility. When you build a life upon a firm foundation, the person who comes later will not be burdened with completing you. They will be invited into an inner home that already carries light, order, and carefully guarded doors. My beloved child, what you have called delay is actually creating the right timing. I do not promise that everything will unfold according to your imagination, but I want you to trust that no good choice you have made has been wasted. Every time you chose integrity instead of revenge, healing instead of bitterness, and patience instead of holding on to someone unsuitable, you protected your own future. The companion worthy of you will not be found through panic. They will be recognized when you have enough clarity to stop calling chaos love. Therefore, continue walking without fearing that you have missed what was meant for you. What truly belongs to your journey does not need to be preserved through desperation. If a bond has been prepared in peace, it will have enough time to reveal itself, enough truth to remain steady, and enough respect for both people to choose it freely. You do not need to rescue this person by sacrificing yourself. You have already helped preserve them by becoming someone who no longer carries unacknowledged wounds into a new love. And in a place you cannot yet see, they are also being taught how to value a heart like yours. At the right time, both of you will understand that the doors that closed, the seasons of solitude, and the times you had to let go were not stories of abandonment, but the road that brought you together in a place healthy enough to build a lasting, free, and peaceful love. You have passed through seasons when it seemed your name had been erased from everyone's attention. Yet, I never took my eyes off you for a single moment. There were days when you entered a room and no one asked what you thought. Times when you spoke and your words seemed to fall into emptiness. And moments when you offered your full sincerity, yet were treated as though you did not matter. You wondered whether you truly possessed value, whether your quiet efforts meant anything, and whether the road you were walking was leading somewhere or merely extending into uncertainty. Yet, my beloved child, the silence of people was never evidence that I had forgotten you. When they failed to notice, I still saw. When they did not listen, I heard every sigh. When they passed by you as though nothing within you deserved attention, I was still quietly building something inside you that external recognition could never create. Certain delays caused you pain, but I did not permit them in order to punish you. I used those seasons to create depth in your patience, discernment, and endurance. What arrives too early may become a burden that you are not yet steady enough to preserve. Doors opening while your inner life remains fragile may make you dependent upon praise, while opportunities arriving before you understand boundaries may allow others to use what I placed within you. Therefore, while you believed you were being held back, I was strengthening the foundation. While others called it delay, I called it formation. While you thought nothing was happening, I was loosening knots, changing directions, and preparing a path more suitable for what has been entrusted to you. I know there were moments when you looked at the journeys of others and felt your heart sink. You saw their names being mentioned, their work being recommended, and opportunities being given to them while you remained in a season that appeared insignificant. You wondered where you had gone wrong, what you lacked, or why your effort failed to produce similar results. Yet you must not measure your path by another person's speed. Some are moved forward quickly because what they carry requires a shorter journey. For you, I am preparing a greater capacity, because what lies ahead requires not only ability, but also a heart capable of preserving peace amid attention, humility amid elevation, and faithfulness when responsibility becomes greater. Even during the days when you no longer felt strong, you continued moving forward. You may have walked slowly, but you did not turn away. You may have cried, doubted, and wanted to stop many times. Yet the next morning, you still rose and did what needed to be done. That perseverance is telling a story you have not yet seen completely. I do not look only at great victories. I see every small decision when you refused to give up. Every time you preserved integrity despite unfair treatment. And every moment you continued believing even when your faith was only a fragile spark. Those quiet choices made you far steadier than you presently realize. What I am preparing will not only bring joy, it will also answer questions you have kept hidden for a long time. You asked why you had to wait, why certain people left, and why some doors closed just as you thought they were about to open. You did not receive immediate answers because, had I explained everything too soon, you might have attempted to interfere with a process that needed to be completed in silence. Yet at the proper time, pieces that seemed unrelated will begin fitting together. You will understand that certain rejections protected you from places that would have emptied you. Certain seasons of being overlooked prevented you from becoming attached to people who valued you only while you remained useful. And certain delays saved you from entering something that looked good but lacked the strength required for your future. Those who believed you had been left behind saw only the surface. They judged you by results that had not yet appeared, doors that had not yet opened, and positions you had not yet entered. Yet I do not measure progress through outward appearance. I see the way your thinking has matured, the way you no longer react as you once did, and the way the things that formerly caused you to collapse no longer hold the same authority over you. I see that you have learned to remain silent without swallowing bitterness, walk away without revenge, and release what you once valued without denying its meaning. These hidden changes are the true evidence that you are ready for the next chapter. Beyond your sight, I have been placing the right people in their proper positions. I have caused conversations to take place without your knowledge, brought memories of your sincerity back into the minds of people who once met you, and prepared opportunities that will not require you to beg to be recognized. I do not need you to run everywhere proving yourself. What truly fits will recognize you when the time comes. It will not require you to betray your principles, exchange your peace, or become a false version of yourself in order to be accepted. What I arrange will meet you in a place where you can live truthfully and grow sustainably. When change begins to become visible, you will recognize that it is not merely a series of fortunate coincidences. It will carry such precision that you will be unable to deny that each detail was prepared beforehand. A door may open just as you become ready to walk through it. Someone may appear with the answer to something you never spoke aloud. A path that was repeatedly blocked may suddenly become clear without your having to force it. You will look back upon the silent years and understand that I was never still. I was simply working at a depth beyond your observation, so that when the result appeared, you would not confuse it with your own effort or the approval of the world. Your faith does not need to feel strong every day for me to continue my work. There are days when you can only whisper that you still want to believe, even though questions remain within you. To me, that honesty is more precious than powerful but empty words. The bond between you and me has never been broken merely because you experienced days of weakness. I remained with you in doubt, lifted you when you had no strength, and held you when your mind wanted to surrender. Therefore, what is coming will feel deeply personal. It will touch the places that were wounded, restore confidence where you were once disregarded, and reveal that waiting was never abandonment. Some people walked far away because they could not see the potential within your journey. Some doubted you. Others underestimated you. And at times, you almost believed their judgment. Yet I do not change my purpose because people fail to understand. Their opinions do not have the authority to rewrite the road I have placed before you. What is coming is not intended to make you satisfied that they were wrong. nor to give you an opportunity to prove your worth through comparison. I am not raising you so that achievement becomes a weapon. I am raising you so that you may become evidence that a person can emerge from a season of being disregarded with a pure heart. Open hands, and no resentment. Therefore, when your time comes, walk in humility. Do not use what you receive to diminish those who once failed to believe in you. Remember that you also had days when you did not believe in yourself. Instead of trying to make them regret their judgment, allow your new life to become a calm answer. Let your growth speak. Let your kindness demonstrate that the past did not make you bitter. And let the way you use the blessing reveal that the years of preparation produced good fruit. My beloved child, the season of being forgotten is not where your story ends. It was only the hidden room where I built the qualities you would need before bringing you into a wider place. Continue keeping your heart near me. Do not allow impatience to destroy what is still being completed. And do not let doubt pull you back toward a diminished image of yourself. I never lost sight of you. Your name never disappeared from my care. What has been prepared is moving toward the proper time. And when it appears, you will understand that every silence had its purpose. Every tear was remembered, and every step you continued taking was leading you toward the place reserved for you. The delay you experienced was never punishment. It was the time I used to prepare you for something significant enough to change the direction ahead. You looked at motionless days and believed you had been left behind. You watched others move forward and wondered why you still had to wait in silence. Yet, my beloved child, your clock never stopped. Every quiet movement of its hands carried you closer to the appointed moment. Now, a new rhythm is beginning. Like a bell, awakening the hope that once slept beneath layers of disappointment. What was withheld is gradually being released. What was obstructed is preparing to move. And you are not hearing this message without purpose. I am calling you to awaken from the belief that your life will always repeat what has already passed. You were called to this moment not because you never felt weak, but because you learned to rise after times when you believed you could not continue. I saw every time you tried to preserve integrity while no one understood. Every day you completed your responsibilities without seeing results. And every night you had to remind yourself that tomorrow might be different. These things were not insignificant. They formed within you an endurance that immediate success could never create. I never required you to become perfect before entering a new season. I only need a willing heart, a spirit ready to listen, and the courage not to return to old limitations when the door begins to open. What I bring will not require the agreement of those who once doubted you. You do not need permission to receive what fits your path. Nor must you convince anyone that your restoration is legitimate. Some people became accustomed to viewing you through the version that was once wounded, hesitant, and willing to remain behind. When you change, they may not understand. When opportunity comes, they may try to explain it as mere luck. Yet you do not need to spend your strength answering every comment. Let your growth speak. Let the way you live, treat others, and care for what has been entrusted become the clearest answer. The words that once made you doubt your value will gradually lose their authority. I know certain statements remained in your memory far longer than they deserved. Someone made you believe you were incapable, not good enough, or unworthy of receiving something significant. You carried those words like invisible signs, and whenever opportunity appeared, you questioned whether you should enter. Now, I am taking those signs down. You are not defined by words spoken from another person's lack of understanding. Neither are you limited by previous failures. Every mistake was only part of the learning process, not a final sentence over your future. I am calling you into a deeper level of trust, but not to place you within another endless cycle of testing. I invite you to trust, because what is about to be entrusted requires a foundation strong enough to remain. A great gift can become a burden if the recipient still lives in fear of losing it. A wide door can overwhelm you if you have not learned to preserve peace while being seen. A beautiful restoration can be harmed by old habits if you have not learned to establish boundaries. Therefore, do not view preparation as a hateful delay. I use that time to deepen your roots so that when the wind comes, you will not be swept away from the place where you have been planted. This warning is given in love, not threat. I do not want you to enter what is new with closed eyes, carrying every old reaction, and then wondering why peace disappeared. Look carefully at the habits you still need to release. If you continually expect the worst, you may distrust even what is good. If you still desperately need approval, you may give influence to those who do not understand your purpose. If you have not learned to rest, you may turn a blessing into another race. I want you to receive with discernment. Remain grateful without fear. Rejoice without display. And move steadily without needing to compete. You cannot ignore the inner process and expect the outward change to remain stable. True transformation is not merely receiving more opportunities, resources, or recognition. It begins when you stop betraying your peace in order to be liked. Stop returning to places that drained you merely because you fear loneliness. And stop diminishing yourself to make others comfortable. I am extending my hand and inviting you forward. But that step must come willingly. You must agree to leave behind the way of living that continually postpones your own growth and waits until fear completely disappears before acting. Courage is not the absence of trembling. It is continuing forward while knowing that you are not walking alone. Perhaps you believe you have arrived too late, that your best years are gone, or that an opportunity once meant for you now belongs to someone else. Yet your timing cannot be measured by anyone's journey. You are not late in the story written specifically for you. What you learned during the waiting will become an advantage in the new season. Wisdom, patience, and the ability to see beyond appearances will help you preserve what a younger version of you might have lost. Therefore, do not regret the long road. That road created the steady feet required for where you are going. The chapter ahead will not be a copy of the old days. You do not need to enter it fearing that every betrayal will repeat. Every joy must end in pain, or everything good will be temporary. The past may teach you, but it is not permitted to control your future. I am helping you distinguish caution from panic and remembering lessons from living permanently inside wounds. You will carry discernment, but not chains. You will preserve wisdom, but you will no longer allow bitterness to darken the way you see others. I will go before you through every transition. Some doors behind you need to close so that you will not return each time the new place feels unfamiliar. Certain relationships will not be able to continue at the same level of closeness. Not because you hate those people, but because you have learned that not everyone should receive the same access. I will protect the roads you must walk, but you must also do your part by choosing wisely, speaking honestly to yourself, and not dismissing signs that have been revealed repeatedly. Protection often accompanies obedience in small decisions that no one else sees. As you enter what is new, you will recognize my mark, not only in great events, but also in gentle details. It may appear through a timely conversation, advice that helps you see clearly, an opportunity aligned with your ability, or peace that holds you back from an attractive but unhealthy choice. I do not always guide you through loud events. Often, my presence is recognized through the absence of pressure, through growing clarity, and through your ability to remain calm amid things that once caused panic. Therefore, enter this season with alert eyes and a humble heart. Do not turn promise into an excuse to stop making an effort, but neither turn effort into a way of forcing every result. Continue doing what is right. Care for what has been entrusted, and preserve a pure heart before the fruit appears. No mockery can erase your value. No delay can cancel your purpose. And no old wound has the authority to write the ending. I have called you through an unwavering love, and I am leading you out of preparation and into visibility according to the rhythm appointed for you. Draw near, my beloved child, not in haste, but in readiness. What lies ahead does not require you to become someone else. It requires you to become the truest, most mature, and freest version of yourself. The companion who will walk beside you will not be perfect, and neither must you become perfect in order to be loved. What will create strength between the two of you is the willingness to change, listen, and grow together. There will be humility to recognize mistakes, gentleness to heal, misunderstanding, and steadfastness not to turn away easily when the journey becomes difficult. They will not leave merely because you need more time, nor abandon what both of you are building when challenges arise. Instead of fighting against one another, you will learn to stand on the same side and protect the peace and goodness entrusted to you. Then you will begin noticing small confirmations along the road, a conversation arriving at the right moment, an unexplainable sense of peace, or clarity emerging after days of confusion. Listen to your heart in stillness, but also observe the consistency of actions. When you stop forcing the outcome and return to me what lies beyond your control, peace will become a sign guiding you. What is truly meant for you will not require you to lose yourself in order to preserve it. It will help you become increasingly free, steady, and closer to the person I created you to be.